What's up, everybody? How we doing? Hope we're doing good. Yo, I got this video for you right quick. It's a different video for me because I usually don't come and speak about anything motivationally. I'm usually always about trying to make you guys laugh. But I want to talk real quick about something called the law of averages. And it was brought to my attention by my 14-year-old a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. He kind of brought it up. And I started doing some research, and that led me to doing some further research into statistics, probability, distribution, and all that kind of stuff. But it all comes back to it's very motivational and encouraging. Just want to kind of break it a little bit down to you. Hopefully at the end of this video, you'll leave with a bit of motivation and determination, knowing that the law of averages is working in your favor. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, why don't you go ahead and do that now. Subscribe and hit the bell, because YouTube be hating. Like I said, I come with a lot of funny videos and good quality too. Your 2 minutes is worth my time, so definitely want to earn it. All right. I'm Dale Culver, by the way, in case this is your first time here and you're finding me for motivational reasons. But let me first explain to you what the law of averages is. I'm eating peanuts. Real quick, I'm out at the park near my crib. It's mid morning. It's not even noontime yet. Sun is out. It's kind of cool. It's kind of warm, almost. Almost 50 something degrees. So it's February. So I'm up on the East Coast, New England. It's February. So this is a nice day, man, to get out. I've been stuck in the house for a minute, and that'd be part of the problem. That'll get you depressed that winter, man. You know what I mean? But the law of averages. Let's take a coin, right? You know a coin is 50-50 because it has heads, tails. You flip a coin, it could either be heads or tails. That's 50-50, right? You have a 50% chance of it landing on heads. You have a 50% chance of it landing on tails. Now, if you flip that coin a number of times, let's say you flip that coin one time and it lands on heads. That was 100% that it landed on heads, because it landed on heads and you flipped it one time. If you flip it twice, it lands on heads, and then the second time it lands on tails. It was 50 heads, 50 tails. You follow so far. If you flipped it 3 times and it landed on heads again, it was 66% heads, 33% tails, right? You get that. You can flip it and it can land on heads 5 times in a row. It's still 50-50 though. But that doesn't mean you can't get heads 5 times in a row. What it does mean is that if you keep flipping, eventually it's going to average out to the expected ratio 50-50. You can take a coin and flip it 10 times and it can land on heads 10 times. Nothing saying that it can't. Probably won't. It very likely won't. But that doesn't mean it can't. They call that, I think, the gambler's fallacy. Where gamblers will be like, oh, it's got to land on heads next, or it's got to be my number next because of this, that, and that. These things operate independent of themselves. So a flip is just a flip. It could be heads or tails, 50-50. But when you put them together consecutively and add them up and total them, you're going to see that you're always going to get further and further closer to the expected ratio or distribution. The key is, the more you flip, the closer and closer you get to the expected, the 50-50. Now, not everything is 50-50. A coin is 50-50. So that was a very simple example. But there are other things in life that have different probabilities. And so why am I saying this? Okay. The law of averages does work for you and me. You just have to stick with it and know that eventually the law of averages will pay off. Back up a little bit. It's commonly taught for salespeople. Salespeople is one of the first things they're taught is to understand, believe in, and trust the law of averages. Because salespeople, there's different types of salespeople, but let's say you're a cold caller, which means you're calling somebody out of the blue. They've never seen you before in their life. Never heard of you, probably never heard of your product. That's a cold call. You're just coming out of nowhere. And what they'll do is they'll just call or connect with hundreds of people, as many people as they can. And they know that, they kind of break it down. They say like, I think it's like, let me see if I get the numbers right. It's something like 80% of people or whatever are going to slam the door in your face. That's just what's going to happen. 80% just going to be like, get out of here. Maybe like 85%. And then like another 10% would be like, you know what? They may listen to you. You may have an opportunity to convert them, to sell them on your product. You may, or you may not. They may buy or they may not. But that 10% will listen to you. So it's like 85% will like, get out of here. 10% will be like, all right, well, let me think about it. 5%, they'll buy it like that. That 5% be like, word, let me write, where's my checkbook? That 5%. That's just how people are, you know? But knowing that, now, let's say that was your case and you had a product you were selling. What does that mean to you? That means to you that every 100 people you talk to, 5 are gonna buy guaranteed. Because 5% will buy and they'll say, yeah, no problem, just waiting for you, where's my checkbook? You know that. You also know that 10% may mess with you, 10% may not mess with you. And you know 85% is just gonna be like, go away. So the key is to not take this stuff personal. Don't take a no personal. When you get one no, you say, okay, that was one of the 85 people out of 100, right? That was one of the 85 people that I expected to say no. I'm glad I ran into him because I'm closer to getting my yes. You see? So it's usually just a mindset. When you go to the next person, he may say no. Matter of fact, he probably will say no. Because 80 people are supposed to say no. So the no's, every no you get is getting you closer to your yes. And you have to trust and believe and have faith that your yes will come. The problem we have is we get a no, and one no means a lot. Like, I'll give you an example. I submit to comedy festivals. You know, you put in an application and try to get into a comedy festival. And you know how it is when you're doing stuff like that. You always get these letters. Okay, you weren't accepted. You know what I mean? I think I've been in 2 comedy festivals. I did a Maine comedy festival. I did one in Salem, New Hampshire or whatever. Salem, Mass or whatever. Comedy festival. I might have been in 3. I can only remember 2 right now. And I probably submitted for like maybe 10. So let's just say I submitted for 10 comedy festivals and I know I've been in 2. Whenever I see a comedy festival submission, I'm always like, I should submit. And then I'd be like, Nah, they be like in the choose, they be trying to choose all these other people. In my head, I'd be like, nah, I don't be wanting to submit, you know? Because I be seeing how it works. There's a very high likelihood to get not accepted. That's how things go, right? But let's really think about it. I was just thinking about this today. I probably submitted to 10, I got 2. That's 20%. But the mind, I don't think about the 2 times I got accepted, or 3 times maybe, I don't know. I only think about the time I didn't get accepted to the festival, and that bothers me. Makes me not want to like deal with it. But 20% is great. You know what that means when you play the law of averages? It means, this is what it means. This is how it works for you. If I went on the internet right now and submitted for 10 festivals, I'll get 2. That's crazy, right? You're like, well, when you put it that way, it's all mindset, people. If I submitted for 10 festivals right now, I'll get 2. If I submitted for 20 festivals, I'll have 4 festivals lined up. If I did 30, I have 6 festivals lined up, and I can call it a tour, because festivals are usually in different places. I can be on a tour, comedy tour, because I submitted to 30 festivals and I got 2 for every 10. Now you're like, yo, who's to say you're gonna get 2? Right? Another key with the law of averages. Look up Jim Rohn, he breaks it down too. Once the averages start, they continue to repeat. Let me explain this to you. I can submit to 10 festivals with the expectation of getting 2, but I can get none. But what's gonna happen is, when I submit to the next 10, I'll end up getting 4. Because the law of averages says I should get 2 for every 10. You see, we talked about the gambler's fallacy and how there's no like, because everything is independent, you can't really say like, well, it's gonna be heads next, tails next, or whatever. You don't really know. It could be heads 10 times in a row. But over time, it always averages out and it gets closer and closer to the expected value. And so the key is you just have to do it enough times and not give up. All right, and you can apply that anywhere in life. If you trying to get a nice young lady, or a nice young man, hit on every nice person that you come across. Now, even if you have to go 20 times, even if it's 1 for every 20 opportunities, that's all right, as long as you know your ratio or your expected return or your expected average. Once you know what it is, you can scale your business. For example, let's say you have a product that you're selling and it's $100, and you know that in order to sell that product, $100 product, to someone, you have to connect with like 200 people and 1 will buy. Maybe that's a high number, I don't know. But all that means is that you have to get that message out to 200 people. So you start looking at, okay, I got these social media ads, I'm paying Facebook. How many people will Facebook put this in front of? If I did a sponsored post, Facebook might give you 1,000 people for $10. Yeah, I think it'll do something like that. 1,000 people for $10. But the problem is not everyone's gonna care and look at your ad. So let's say you find out, you're like, you know what? I spent $50 and I got one sale. Then you might be in a situation where for every $50 in ad spend you spend, you make a $100 sale. So you spend 50 to make 50. That's kind of a lot. Who spends 50 to make 50? That's doubling your profit all the time. Even if you have to spend $75 to make $25, it's worth it. I'll give you an example. I sell merchandise. I sell t-shirts. This right here is my boys t-shirt. Challengers Choose Champions by Motivation Wear. You should check them out. They have really good apparel and great message. And motivation is their foundation. But I sell t-shirts for my brand. I live, love, laugh, live every minute, love every moment, laugh every day. I'm a comic. And so I sell my t-shirt. Let's say I sell a t-shirt. Let's say I order a t-shirt for, let's say I get a t-shirt for $6 to get it printed because I buy a bulk. You know, let's say $6 t-shirt. Say I sell it for 20. Let's say I have to ship it for $5. It costs $5 to ship a t-shirt. Just about. I'm rounding up. So, t-shirt was $6 to make. $5 to ship. That was $11. If I'm shipping it, that means they probably purchased through like Cash App or PayPal or something. So I had to pay them $1. So that's $12. $12. But I sold it for 20. That's $8. So I spent $12 to make $8. That's what they say. It takes money to make money. I spent $12 to make $8 in that situation because I'm shipping and taking an online payment. $12 for 8, 12. That's 60-40. 60% to make 40%. So I made a 40% profit or something. Whatever, you guys figure that out. I feel like doing math right now. But you see? And it's the same thing as the effort you put in. You know, don't be afraid to put in some money. Don't be afraid to put in the effort. Don't be afraid to put in the money when you understand that the law of averages are going to work in your favor. You just have to understand what your conversion rate is or what the average is that you're working with. So for example, we talked about spending $75 on an ad or whatever to make a $100 sale and then making $15, right? Let's say you sponsored the ad for $75, get one sale, you make $15. That's cool. That's cool. As long as you got enough money to keep doing that, you know. But here's the thing: you can get that $75 to be less if you have better ads. So maybe your ad is really good and catches people's attention, and you get more people to convert, or you get more people to buy. So you can lower that. Maybe you get that from 75 down to, maybe you get it down to 50. Now you spend 50 to make 50, right? You spend 50, make 100. You get the 50 back that you spent, plus you made an extra 50. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you know those numbers and know how that works, then you can scale. You could be like, yo, every time I spend 50, I make 50. Well, if I can just get my hands on $25,000, I can make this push, and I can make not quick, but I can make some good coin by doing this. And it's trusting the law of averages, trusting your past business history and your expected conversion rates. You see? So that's the law of averages, guys. Use that in your life. Use that when you gotta go to, when you're looking for a job and you go and they say, oh no, you're not what we're looking for, because they're gonna say that a lot. Don't internalize that. We take that personal and we say, we'll do that like 1 time, 2 times. After once or twice, we don't like that, right? I know I don't like that. Couple of rejections, you'd be like, yo, this is BS. These people don't know. The system's rigged, down with the man. But you just gotta change your mindset. It's not about that, because remember, 85% of the people are gonna be like that. 10% are gonna be like, and you can work with that 10%. There's definitely gonna be that 5% that's like, you're our guy. When can you start? You just have to trust and believe and know that that is how things work, and that's what it is. And just use that to help keep yourself going. And not, like I said, not internalize it, not taking it personal. Keep your head up. That's it. That's the law of averages. You can look that up. You can look up statistics and kind of like teach yourself a little bit about it. It's kind of cool when you look at it. So it's cool because it's not like pie in the sky type of stuff. Like, we're not sitting here say, pray to this dude so you can get yourself something. It ain't about that. It's just like, yo, that's just how it is. All right, guys. I hope this video was as entertaining for you as it was for me. I enjoyed sharing that piece of information because when I was going through it, I was really excited about it, and it's been helping me. It kind of helped me dig myself out of my feelings about certain things that I've been dealing with and going through. And it's giving me a different perspective, and I'm feeling really great. And the sun is shining on me right now, so you can't tell me nothing right now. I got nuts. I got lemon water. Sun is shining, and the law of averages is on my side. So I also know I make a bunch of videos. I've been doing pretty good lately. Had a few good videos that I put up there. And law of averages says one of these videos is gonna go viral soon. I had a video go viral last year, and this one might go viral, I think. I don't know. Law of averages, never know, but it might. So whether you don't share this and be the 85%, or you're like, you know what, maybe I'll share it, I don't know, or you're the 10%, that's cool, because you could be. And if it's not you, there will be that 5% that says, yo, this is dope, I'm sharing it. Boom. Alright, so we're just gonna roll with that. Alright, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel though, because I don't know if I'll do something like this again. Who knows, man. I just kind of go with stuff, but I'll definitely be making you laugh with some funny videos. I got like a few hundred funny videos on my channel now, so go check some out. Alright, the most recent video I just put out was something about Mardi Gras gumbo. My boys from New Orleans and stuff. It's pretty funny. And then I did a Valentine's Day video, so go check those out. YouTube be hating on me, yo, because I be getting love on other channels like Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but YouTube, sometimes I feel like they shadow ban my account. Not sure why. I used to do some funny stuff back in the day that maybe they didn't like too much, but I kind of changed a lot of stuff I did. But anyway, I don't know. There's no reason why I should put a video out when it gets 8 views. That's some BS. But whatever. Go check it out. Alright. This has been another episode of me blabbing. Alright, guys. What's it called? Law of averages. Use it to your advantage. Let me know how it goes for you. Peace.